Welcome to Hockey Nights in Vegas, presented by Ageless Forever, my very good friend, Dr. John Pierce. If you're interested in getting the best possible health care for yourself, give him a call, 702-838-1994. Your first appointment is on us. All you have to do is tell the girls that you found Ageless Forever on the Hockey Nights in Vegas podcast. My name is Eddie Rivkin. I'm joined by the next general manager of Hockey Canada, Sarina Taylor. Obviously, we know what the topic is going to be, but before we get to that topic, I have something I have to get off my chest.
Okay.
Politics, backlash, blowback, all of the stuff that's being littered around the internet and the world about the behavior of the players after and celebrating in the locker room after and taking a call from the president of the United States and a man making a joke, and people just need to fucking take a fucking pill and shut the fuck up. Okay? It was, regardless of the result, an incredible hockey game. And these people had some steam to blow off. Yes, the director of the FBI was invited into the locker room. If you or I were invited into the locker room after a gold medal win, we would probably go too. And if we happened to have the president's cell phone number and he happened to call us, we'd probably take the fucking call too. But this, the Americans took the luster off the gold medal celebration by taking a call from the president of the United States. The president of the United States has been calling successful American teams for decades. The Prime Minister of Canada does the same thing. It's a globally recognized, patriotic, you would say, tradition. Athletes drink beer in the locker room. They spray champagne in the locker room. Sometimes people make crude jokes in the locker room. Did the president potentially misstep when he said, if I don't invite the women, I'll probably get impeached? I don't know. If anybody doesn't live under a fucking rock, this is not the most presidential president the United States of America has ever had. He is politically incorrect. Was the joke in poor taste? Maybe. Did the women decline the invitation to be at the White House? Yes. Were they polite about how they did it? Yes. Do I think that they give a fuck if they went to the White House? Not one. Zip, zero, nada. But coming down on the kids for having some laughs and having some beers, right? And going to the White House. They were invited by the President of the United States to go to the White House for the State of the Union address on Tuesday night. Very few people get invited by the President. Nobody should say shit about people having the opportunity to celebrate a win in the most patriotic way, in the most patriotic place in the United States of America. So all you left-wing fucking journalists and all you holier-than-thou people who think that there's luster has been taken off the shine of the medal or whatever you want to call it, just shut the fuck up. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Can I comment?
Yeah, go fire away.
I have not been on social media the last couple of days. I can't gut it. But the only reason any of this is happening is because every American that doesn't like Donald Trump takes every opportunity to be a fucking nut job. And it's like, let's think about this for 1 second. All of the teams in the United States, when they win the Stanley Cup, they get invited to and they go to the White House. You want to guess what percentage of those players are actually fucking American? Like 25%. So why is nobody upset that Canadians and Russians are getting invited to the White House, but now it's a problem? Now it's a problem that the president wants to celebrate with actual Americans.
All of them.
Yeah, like this whole shit, like people are fucked. And I was like, when are people going to realize that everything that comes out of Donald Trump's mouth is just rage bait? It's like anything, like him or hate him, everything he says is just to get people riled up. Look at all the stuff he was saying about Canada. I'm like, you guys actually believe that? Like, if you're that stupid that you really think that this is actual it's in seriousness, it's not.
You shouldn't be allowed to vote if you believe it. Yeah, that's how dumb you are.
Both countries. This is what I'm saying. Like, guys, like, and so Canadians get wound up about it, and obviously Americans have their say, and they're going to blame the president for everything if they don't like him. And I've lived in this country for the better part of 20 years, and I've never seen anything like this. And sure, like, I get it. You're not going to like the president, and that's fine if you don't. But all these people that are just freaking out about it, like, you got to be fucking kidding me. And it's to a way lesser extent. I think it was when the Olympics were in Canada.
In Vancouver.
Yeah, and the girls were out on the ice smoking cigars and drinking beer, and everybody was like, what? And we were all like, first of all, the 2% of the population that complained, every other Canadian was like, shut the fuck up. You could murder somebody as long as you win a hockey game, you can do whatever you want. Right. But we were just talking about that the other day. We're like, remember when those girls got called out because they were having cigars at center ice? They took their gear off after the rink was empty, and they went out and sat at center ice they had the flag, and they were smoking cigars and whatever and drinking beer. How dare they do something they can do in public? I think, I don't know if one of them was like underage, because 19's a drinking age in Vancouver. But like, I agree with you completely. Like, this nonsense, well, I don't want to spend a lot of time on, because it's fucked. It's just not even worth our energy.
So I'm feeling pretty fat today. Want to know why?
You had pizza yesterday?
Because all the words I've had to eat about Bill Guerin and his selection of the Olympic lineup for the United States.
Okay, but okay.
So
holy fuck, I'm gonna pop.
Well,
I'm gonna pop fuck off.
I was incredibly critical of some of their decisions.
As you should have been.
I was going to say Brock Lesnar, with Trocheck.
Was that even close?
Joe Trocheck, Miller, and the one that went Brock Nelson. Brock Nelson, right? The three who we thought were the least qualified probably to be Olympians. One for his attitude, talking about JT Miller, but two for they were better. I thought, and I'm not going to say I'm not going to throw you into the crow eating bowl. I thought there were better selections, more scoring available.
There were.
And there were. But those three guys, Nelson, Trocheck, and JT Miller, were the heart of the PK. And the PK was perfect throughout the tournament. And I was, as much as I gave Bill Guerin accolades for making the Hughes trade, I gave him the business for what I thought was bad decisions. And I said a couple of weeks ago, there's there's a reasonable chance I could be eating these words. So I apologize to you, Bill. You obviously know more about this shit than I do. And I'm going to give the floor to Sarina to share her thoughts.
But okay, listen, going back to before the tournament started, obviously now we know the results and whatever. Every American fan that was invested in this had every right to be upset because the U.S. was not the best team at the Olympics. And there were guys left on the table that, like, realistically, like, I agree with you, and it's like, now it's easy to look back and say, oh, okay, maybe I was wrong. I don't think you were. I still think that a Cole Caulfield would have been more like,
your good friend Jakey Robertson down there in Dellison.
God, Jason from Red Deer actually commented about that. And by the way, he gets a kick out of the fact that we call him Jason from Red Deer. He messaged me. He goes, I heard Eddie call me Jason from Red Deer, and he's like, what? He's like, I had to rewind it to see if that's what he actually said.
I did.
I know, and I was like, yeah, because that's what I refer to you as Jason from Red Deer.
I never met the guy.
No, but I think Jason's YouTube handle is Jason from Red Deer.
It is. That's how the only ways. I just base it on his handle on many comments.
Jason's been watching podcasts and shows I've been on for years.
Okay.
And so we've always called him Jason from Red Deer. And so when you called him that, it just kind of slid right in, and he was like,
because when that episode was in premiere, he was in the chat, and I was just watching it to make sure it was what I wanted.
Hilarious.
And I was chatting back and forth. I'm like, stand by, dude. Here comes a big plug. Because I knew right when we were going to talk about him.
I was doing something else and kind of like listening. And then he's like, wait, what did he just say? And so we went back, but it was funny. I'm guaranteed he's watching this at some point.
Go ahead. So
no. I think you were right.
I mean, at the end, everybody's a results player. And that sort of leads me to I kind of laughed at Nathan McKinnon's comment. And then last night, you saw the comment, right? We'll leave it up to you to decide who is the better team. But what they did was, because media are assholes, they clipped off the rest of the sentence. It said, they won and we lost, right? When they first put it out, he sounded like a whiny little bitch.
Which he's not. He's not.
Which he's not. But then somebody found the whole clip and they put it into the correct context. And listen, he's not wrong. Canada was the better team for 40 minutes of that game.
At least.
Bar none. And, this will get to your other rallying cry when I share with you John Cooper's quote after the game. But it was good for hockey that it came down to the best two teams in the tournament. And we're going to get to what the fuck Sweden was up to with their player decisions, because I got all kinds of crazy notes about how they played.
I don't know if there's an answer to that, but anyway.
I think it was good for the game. Certainly for the United States, who had not won something significant in a good number of years, 46 for the Olympics, but they had won the World Juniors. They lost the Four Nations. This was, and I anticipate that this will be, the same sort of bump for hockey in general that it was in 1980. And you don't remember that because you were a toddler, a tyke. But it was huge for the United States as far as the amount of kids who got into the game because of the miracle on ice and things like that. But I want to talk about some of the things in the game. It struck me as odd that this game was exactly the opposite of the final of the Four Nations game. You would admit that the United States deserved to win the final of the Four Nations game, and Jordan Binnington bailed them out.
I mean, I don't know. I said before this final that the only way Canada loses this game is if they don't play very well. And apparently I was wrong, because I have zero issues with the way Canada played. I have zero issues with their team. Canada's got the stronger team. They've got the stronger players. They have for years. And, it's hard when you have a one game decider or whatever it is, right?
Single elimination.
Yeah, that's the word. And it's always like, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Canada was the better team and should have probably won that game about 4 or 5-1. I mean, the chances. But if you don't capitalize on your chances, if you don't have the horseshoe up your ass or whatever it happens to be, it's not going to happen. But I don't think it's like tit for tat. It's like when we're in Canada, we're very like, okay, we this is our sport. This is what we all grow up with a passion about. Every single person I know was up watching the game. I mean, every single fucking person. It was like grown men were in tears. We were all like sobbing after it was over because we love it so much. In America, it's just like, we just want to beat Canada because we want to be better. And going back to your comment about it growing the game, the 80 thing, you're like 1980, you're probably correct. It probably did like grow, because I don't know, because I wasn't here, whatever.
I was 16, so
right. So we watched it. But all I've been hearing since I came to the U.S. is what a great thing this is for the game that Anaheim won the Stanley Cup and Florida won and Tampa won. What a great thing this is. It hasn't grown hockey a fucking inch in the way that it would benefit anybody. Sure, there's some kids playing, but and the reason I'm saying this, it's fucking expensive to play. It's really expensive to play.
And those are the two biggest problems. It's incredibly cost prohibitive, and the lack of ice.
It is, but it's a different mentality. The players have a different mentality growing up in Canada that they do in the U.S. It's just a different mentality.
Well, we have more options here.
Yeah, totally. But it's like, I don't know if it's going to grow the game. It's like,
it will.
I was talking about like the U.S. and the Slovaks and people complaining that they couldn't differentiate between the jerseys on the ice. And I'm like, Are you fucking retarded?
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah,
Yeah, you saw my reel.
yeah. I missed that one. Yeah, that should have been in the notes because you have to be a functional fucking retard to not be able to tell a difference.
One of my girlfriends messaged me that lives in Texas, grew up in Tulsa. She goes, Sarina, I don't know shit about shit. And even I could see the big fucking USA on the jersey. And so, of course, people were trying to argue with me in the comments. Well, it would have been better if they did this. I'm like, better for who? I didn't hear any players complaining. The fuck? Like the boards, that's one thing.
Right.
Sure. Totally. But I didn't hear any players complaining about the jersey. But anyway, it's like, and somebody actually, the point I'm getting at.
They should have had the Slovaks change their national colors.
100%.
To like
100%.
gold to like.
We're kidding.
Yeah, gold and purple or something.
Like
so there'd be a good contrast on the screen.
Some guy goes, I go, better for who? I didn't hear any players complain. He's like, people that are new to hockey, people that are trying to learn the game. Dude, fuck off. If you don't know if you haven't, now the Olympics is when you decide you're going to watch. Don't be such a fucking typical American and only watch then. Fuck off. I was like, guys, really? Like,
I just want to stop the episode right now. I don't think there's anything else.
Honest to God, the stupid fucking shit I see during the Olympics. Like, it's like, what in the fuck?
Well, you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about it for 4 hours.
I know.
Who was the MVP of the men's hockey?
I mean, in hindsight now, I guess Connor Hellebuck. Because if you look at the whole grand fucking
body of work,
the reason it all happened was because of Hellebuck, I would say. But overall, probably maybe, I don't know, shock factors are right word, but Macklin Celebrini. His maturity on the ice as a 19-year-old, he's more of a mature player than guys that are 20 years older than him.
Remind me to come back to Macklin Celebrini because Bruce spoke about him this afternoon at practice.
It's fucking unbelievable.
It was Bruce went like almost 20 minutes today. It was crazy.
Yeah.
We're like, come on, Bruce, I got to get a bagel, dude.
I'm hungry.
Give me my 7 and out here and let's just move along.
There's no way I could have stomached that.
Hellebuck played the game of his life.
Yeah.
Bar none. He now has 3 Vezinas, his Olympic experience, but he hasn't won a cup.
Did he win the Calder?
Don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Okay, I don't know what made me think
but
that.
3 Vezinas, this performance in the media, right? But his reputation is a terrible playoff goalie. You would agree with that?
Yeah.
Right? Does he have a Hall of Fame career yet?
No. And
even with 3 Vezinas.
And the only reason I say that, it's so hard. I shouldn't be so quick to say no.
Does he have to win a cup to be in the Hall
absolutely
of Fame?
Not. When people say that, fuck, does that bug me?
That's why I asked you. Because
no.
I get a little charge in you.
No, you do not need to win a Stanley Cup to be in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Okay. I just don't think that Connor Hellebuck is like
60 wins in a season. Not good enough.
But it's like one season. To me, Hall of Fame is like a career.
Okay.
Right? Like, let's say, let's look at it like this. Let's say Connor Hellebuck, God willing, he doesn't, but let's say he got injured tomorrow and he could never play again. He's not Hall of Fame worthy. So that's why I can't sit here and go like, no, I say no, because I don't think he is yet.
Is Carey Price?
Honestly, I don't think so. I think he's got the talent.
But the injuries stopped him.
Yeah, Carey Price was fucking lights out so many times, right from junior to taking Montreal to the finals, But again, I just don't think Carey Price. It pains me to say that, but I don't really think he's
so
full career. Maybe if he had a full career.
So I don't want to ask you that because I got a couple more things I want to talk about the Olympics. Sweden is the great mystery to me. They were legitimately considered like the third favorite, right? Canada, U.S., Sweden, and then Sweden, Finland, Sweden, Finland, Czech, right?
Yeah.
Rasmus Anderson, 2 games, healthy scratch. OEL 1 minute and 17 seconds in one game. Forsberg, 3 minutes, right? Three. Did all those guys bang the Swedish coach's wife?
I don't understand. We talked about this last week, and
but now they are and Raz was at practice yesterday, and they asked him, and he said, "I'm just going to say no comment to that."
Blame him.
Right? Well, yeah, but Forsberg said, "This is the decision. I wish I would. I consider myself one of the best forwards on the team, representing the Three Crowns. I believed I would play more." So they're all.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, but they're all figure skating along that proverbial. But what in God's name were they thinking?
I don't know. And the weird thing is that game against the U.S., the quarterfinal, semifinal, whatever that was.
Whatever that was. Whatever
it was quarterfinal. The Swedes actually played a pretty good game.
Yeah, they did.
That fucker could have gone either way. But
Forsberg played 2 minutes.
I know. Different coaches. Listen, the shit that I saw during this Olympics there's so many things because my brain's just been in a fog for the last week, but there's so many things that I think about when I go back to like the Czechs having too many men on the ice in that third goal against Canada, and then their coach turning around and going, the refs favored Canada. I mean, that guy got fucking demolished on social media. And then Teemu Selanne. Do you see what he said?
Yeah.
Bro got high sticked in the fucking face. Like, you can't argue a high sticking call.
No.
Like someone said, a high stick is a high stick is a high stick. Like, of all people, and I was talking to my dad about this because I was driving out to Henderson to the game on Saturday night, and I was like, can you believe that Teemu said that? And he's like, the fuck, of all people? He goes, I thought he was a normal guy. I'm like, I know. And I just think about some of the things like, where were people's heads? And you look at the coaches, but they were talking about the difference in some of the coaches. Look at the Canadian coaching staff. 4 guys on that bench. Head coaches in the NHL. I mean, fucking legit coaching staff. Then you look at the Czechs, not the same, right? The caliber of coaching staff just like dwindles. So I don't know with the Swedes. I don't know. I'm not even going to try to pretend to figure it out. Just like last week when we were in the heat of this.
Yeah, I
like, what the fuck? I don't even know what to say.
And then there's my favorite pet project in the Olympics, the injury bug. Well, it hit. Josh Morrissey, IR.
Oh, trust me.
Mikko Rantanen in Dallas, IR.
Sid.
Wait, no, I was going to finish. I was building my way up. Oh. Rantanen, Fiala gone for the year. Radek Faksa, so that's 2 in Dallas that are gone, and Sid, and I don't have an affinity for Sid, but when he speaks, he kind of speaks volumes, and I believe he did everything in the world to get into that gold medal game. Mm-hmm. But now that gold medal game is over, I think we're going to find out he was hurt a lot worse than perhaps what we know. Given what we watched, and you and I are both hockey purists and junkie, we watched a lot of hockey over the last 11, 12 days. Is it still worth it?
Oh, 100%. It's like that's speaking of Carey Price and Shea Weber, when they were in the Stanley Cup final, they were both on their last leg. And it's like, is it worth it to play in the Stanley Cup final? Because this might be your only chance. Yes. Sid's last kick at the can, he's already got a gold medal. And he probably was like, okay, if knowing Sid and Braden Point did the same thing, they're like, listen, I'm not 100%. It's not fair for me to take a spot from a guy who is. That's why Braden Point never went. Braden Point isn't totally on his deathbed, but he's like, I can't give 100%. Put a guy in my spot that can. And that's a classy move. And I'm sure that was the same with Sid. In either way, though, I think Sid's a gamer. And I think that if he could have stood on his leg, he'd have been playing. There's no doubt in my mind. He's the captain of that team.
It certainly doesn't bode well for Pittsburgh, though. If he misses any time.
He's going to be, I think back to the 2002 Olympics Mario Lemieux sat out pretty much the whole season for Pittsburgh and then played in the Olympics. He was saving himself to play in the Olympics. I mean, this is a big deal but that was it was the second time they could go, I think. Yes. They went 98 and then 2002. So I think that every one of those guys would do it all over again. Poor Morrissey, that guy, he got hurt at the Four Nations too.
He did.
And they're playing as hard as they possibly can.
Well, the first 5 or 10 minutes of that game was absolutely out of control. I have never seen the pace of a game.
You could tell the nerves.
Right, and you could tell the nerves all the way down to the referees.
Yeah.
And it's not worth talking about the officiating. We just can't. So we're going to skip that. But we're tracking really good. We only have one more topic to go to. So let's get a word in from Dr. John Pierce, and then we'll talk about the missing men of the Vegas Golden Knights, where they are, when they'll return, if they'll return. Have they been kidnapped? Who knows? But we'll be right back after a word from Dr. John Pierce at Ageless Forever. I'm back with my good friend, Dr. John Pierce, and I want to talk about healing. I had rotator cuff surgery in May. I started a regimen of peptides, things that help enhance and speed up the healing process for recovery. If you don't know what peptides are, you're about to get a short, quick understanding of them and how important it could be for you if you got an upcoming surgery. Let her rip.
So, we use peptides here that are approved coming from U.S. Licensed pharmacies. You gotta be careful because there's a lot of stuff out on the gray market. That's the stuff you can order on the internet and you don't know exactly what you're getting. However, what do peptides do? Well, peptides do a lot of different things depending on what we're looking to do. Now we're going to talk about a couple peptides that decrease inflammation and upregulate healing. That is unlike taking an anti-inflammatory medication or a corticosteroid, which decrease inflammation and downregulate healing. So that tissue that you just got repaired, or if you just injured, you want it to heal and you don't want to make it more prone to further injury. This is where the peptides come in because they decrease the amount of inflammatory, they're called cytokines produced by the cells, and they upregulate growth hormone receptors in the connective tissue, thus allowing better healing. So we get the best of both worlds. If you've got an injury and you want to get back quicker, peptides can help. If you're suffering from chronic issues like osteoarthritis, peptides actually can help that as well. If you have orthopedic surgery or any type of surgery that's planned and you can prepare before and after surgery, your healing time will be better.
This is really important, folks. We're all getting older. We're not healing the way we used to heal. I know for a fact that the regimen of peptides that I take improved my healing and also shortened the time that it's taken me to get better. Pick up the phone, call Ageless Forever, tell the girls that you found the practice through the Hockey Nights in Vegas podcast. Your first consultation with Dr. Pierce is free. Don't you want to get better faster? It's pretty much it.
In your country.
We've got that on the blooper reel, ladies and gentlemen.
You're such a fucking American. I don't care, but we won.
He texted me USA, USA. I said, save it for Sarina. That'll get her all charged up.
I'll fucking punch you in the face.
It was a tough game. That's all that matters. Eh?
See, this is what Baby Bjorn needs to be filming.
Oh, Baby Bjorn's gonna get fucking. Here's the thing. Like, yeah, no, don't. Literally don't. I've had my gut full of losses in the last year and a half. I'm done. Fucking done.
It was a good game.
No, it wasn't. We fucking dominated. And we lost. Fucking terrible. Please don't bring up the 3-on-3. I will fucking lose my mind. Because I hate that fucking bullshit.
And we're back. Sarina said don't bring up the 3-on-3. So I'm not really going to bring up the 3-on-3, but I am going to bring up John Cooper's, what he said afterward. And, he's a lawyer. He's a pretty smart cat. He said, if you take the 4 people off the ice, the game isn't the same. And he continued that 3-on-3 is manufactured for television. And I had never really thought about that. I mean, I know the league wanted conclusion, right? They didn't want ties. But he said, and Bruce, and we'll use that to talk about what Bruce was talking about today, it's made for television. Because if they were playing 5-on-5, it could go 2 overtimes or 3 overtimes or 4 overtimes, right? 3-on-3 is meant to generate a result. Bruce said if it was 5-on-5, the game might have ran into the closing ceremonies. So if they want to have it 5-on-5, and he said he would prefer 5-on-5 for the quarters, the semis, and the final, which I agree with 10,000%. They would have to schedule it a day earlier because it could go a minute. And I thought it was incredibly insightful of John Cooper to say, listen, yes, it does get results, but it's also manufactured for television so that it doesn't run out of time cycles, and into other programming. You just want to skip it and go on?
No,
you got
I got
an
some
opinion?
shit to say.
I'm doing good as an enabler this week, aren't I, Bjorn?
You don't even need to. You didn't even need to be there. I could just pop off for an hour.
I could have just skipped this one, yeah. My performance.
He is 1,000% correct.
Yeah.
And I've been bitching about 3-on-3. Listen, ever since that fucking idiot Bettman got into the league and he wants to grow the game in the U.S., it's gone to absolute fucking dog shit. There's no red line. There was 4-on-4. Now there's 3-on-3. Then a shootout. Then fucking this. There's 95 teams in the league. Like, what in the fuck is happening to this game? You're going to decide a gold medal fucking... Who gives a fuck about the closing ceremonies? Hey, players, would you guys like to end this early and play the game the way it's supposed to be played? Or do you want to do this dog shit 3-on-3 and go to the closing ceremonies? Come on, man.
Let me ask you this.
Who gives a fuck about TV?
Was that the greatest soundbite we're ever going to put up on YouTube, Bjorn?
But literally, but he's right. It's become such a, let's entertain everybody. That's the difference between Canada and the U.S. We don't give a fuck about the entertainment value. That's what it is since Bettman came in charge.
What do you think about 20 minutes and 5-on-5 and then a shootout?
No. 20 minutes, however many periods it takes, 5-on-5. If you do 3-on-3 in the regular season and a fucking shootout, but then you go to the playoffs and you play 5-on-5 sudden death, and we can't use the term sudden death because somebody, get the fuck out of here. Play till somebody wins. Why do you do it in the playoffs? And not regular season, for all of you new fans, regular season used to be 5-on-5 for 5 minutes. If nobody scored, each team got a point, not the fucking loser point that Vegas has 25 of or whatever this year, which good thing they do. But like all of this shit is all dog shit. And so all of the people like the John Coopers and the Bruce Cassidys are all saying the same thing without saying it. Why are we doing this? Every hockey person on the planet is like, this is fucking dumb. The non-hockey guy that's running the league is like, oh, let's do this. Let's make the game more enjoyable. Let's give the referees a microphone because the fucking American fans are too stupid to know what this means or what this means. You know, when the ref skates by and he goes like this, it's a fucking trip. Oh no, we got to fucking put a thing on him because the fans don't know. Then stay the fuck home. Am I wrong?
No.
There we go.
I have a riddle.
Oh, God. Fucking. But honest to fucking God, like, Eddie just knows what buttons to push, I swear to God.
I'm doing a really good job of really not saying a lot this episode, and I'm really kind of okay with it. So I made an appearance at practice twice in the last 4 days, which is staggering for me. Because I just wanted to see who was there, who wasn't, and what the fuck was going on. Guess what I found out? Nobody knows where anybody is, and nobody knows what the fuck's going on.
Shocking.
And I don't.
I'm not talking about like.
I'm talking about Bruce.
Yeah.
Bruce knows that Jack and Noah are at the State of the Union, so they open in L.A. tomorrow, but their next game is Friday in
Washington.
He has no idea where the three Canadians are. Stone, Mitch, and Shea Theodore. They could be. They weren't at practice for obviously. No one was at practice today. Raz is back. Hurdle is back. McNabb activated. Saad activated. Sissons TBD. So that's the injury. No idea. No sign of Carter Hart. No sign of Carlson.
But that's helpful.
But that part's up. But tomorrow night, and there was a bunch of Henderson kids there today because they didn't have enough bodies at all. Right? Oh, and Schmid's back too, obviously. So tomorrow night, it was Bruce's Open, and Danny Webster from the RJ said, hey, where is everybody? He didn't say that, but he asked it like a professional journalist,
yeah.
where I would have said, hey, Bruce, where's everybody? We have no idea what the lineup could look like. I needed a scorecard to see who the power play units were today because I didn't know who the fuck half of them were. Because one of the power plays looked like what you probably watched in Henderson Saturday night with Uchaz and Liz. I mean, it was a comedy of errors. But that brings me to the point. There's still 2 critical points in a division game on the line. And there's this guy, his name is Jonathan Davis, I think. He does a bit every week on the NHL Network on Sirius, and he was appalled that the players didn't come back immediately to their teams. And he was appalled that the players were going to skip when they could be returning to their clubs and their paychecks, that they were going to go to the White House and stuff like that. But this is important to the Golden Knights. This is a division game against a team that lost their second leading scorer, but gets Artemi Panarin for the first time tomorrow night.
Oh my God, that's right. I forgot all
about him, right?
Someone asked Ovi if he was watching the Olympics.
Oh, yeah? No, he was on the yacht with everybody else down there in Miami.
Yeah.
Come on.
Forgot about Panarin.
Yeah, but, I mean, so all of us talking heads who were at practice day, and there was like 7 or 8 of us, who pontificating about what they're going to do or what they're not going to do, when none of us have no fucking clue whatsoever. I mean, I think if you're Jack and Noah, just stay in Washington.
100%.
Wait, if they feel like they want to skate, get them a rink where they can skate privately, right? And if I'm the 3 Canadian guys, they were in Miami, maybe they stay an extra day in Miami and they fly them in their gear and they meet the team in LA. But somebody said, well, they should rest all 5. And I'm not going to tell you which fucking pumpkinhead said that. You can probably guess. But Bruce has no idea. He's like, I got to talk to everybody and see where they're at. And
I'm sure he has an idea, but listen.
I'll tell you what. When I've watched Bruce, from a couple feet away since he got here, he this time looked like he was giving us the straight truth. He wasn't sure who was going to be playing.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that anyone who works for Kelly McCrimmon would just ghost him and and he would be okay with that? Absolutely not. They know what's going on. Like, I get what Bruce is saying. He doesn't know but they know. They're not just fucking gallivanting around the continent trying to figure their lives out.
Well, Bruce, this was the most insightful Bruce and we get a lot of insightful Bruce, but he asked about the emotions. They asked about, how do you get them out of Olympic, specifically talking about the Canadians, how they bounce back from a loss and get them back into game mode for the Golden Knights. And how is it going to be to have Jack and Noah on the high? And Bruce said it might take longer for Jack and Noah to come off the high than it will for Mitch, Mark, and Shea to he said everybody has to process it. But processing a loss might force them more quickly. That's probably the wrong way to say it. Quicker, to get into VGK 25 games to go in the season mode. And it was a really kind of interesting point. There are so many things in this season that if something goes really wrong, you can look back. The 25 loser points, the games that they've given up leads in the third period. Could you imagine if it came down to 2 points at the end for their playoff life and they lost a game to the Los Angeles Kings with 6 Henderson Silver Knights in the lineup because the 5 main Olympians for the U.S. and Canada aren't ready yet because of the wear and tear of arguable. I mean, you would agree that the Olympic tournament is as intense as the Stanley Cup playoffs.
More intense.
Right.
And also time changed.
Right.
I'm the kind of person, though, I don't look back and be like, oh, we should, because you know what? You could have won the first game of the season or the second. You know what I'm saying? You still.
Or any of those 14 games they lost in overtime.
Right. Like you still have to win. So I don't ever look at like one specific game and go, this was the difference in our season if they don't play or whatever it happens to be. But I hear the point, and what Bruce is saying, he's 100% correct. Players lose more than they win. Right. Yeah. I don't mean games. I mean, you lose out of the playoffs or you lose out of a tournament more than you win it. So the adaptation of coming back and getting your mind off it and functioning like a pro is different than if you win. You know, because if you win, it's supposed to be over, right? You're like, well, now we got to go back to work. And the fatigue and the travel and the time change and the jet lag and all that kind of shit. But they'll be back. They're not going to be missing 6 guys, I don't think, in LA. What's the game, Wednesday?
Tomorrow night.
Yeah, they're not going to. It'll be fine. They'll be fine. Panarin. I can't.
Yeah, you totally forgot you totally forgot he was in there.
Forgot all about the Russians, apparently.
You know where I found out where Panarin was?
Where?
He's with Javi Bulin, of course.
Oh my God. Probably was. And
right?
Ovechkin. And
Javi Bulin is the boat captain.
Oh my God.
He hasn't been around a while. He's a yacht. He's a charter yacht captain in Miami.
Okay. Do you have much more to talk about?
No.
Okay.
I was just going to pitch the ticket giveaway and we're going to get the fuck out of here.
Before that, there's not a VGK game until the 6th. There's like a month and a day in between games at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have got to go to Henderson to a Silver Knights game. I'm telling you, the barn was almost packed the other night. What day was I there? Saturday. It was unbelievable. The energy, the way the players, and I was talking to one of the scouts who I know, he works for Philadelphia, and he mostly spends his time out in the Midwest, but every once in a while he comes out here and he goes, do you come to a lot of these games? I go, let me tell you something. I love coming to these games. And before I could even say it, he goes, they're so much more intense. I'm like, I know, totally. And he goes, I will say this. He goes, games here are a lot more aggressive than they are in the Midwest. He's like, they really let her fucking buck here. And I said, well, you know what's really nice? The refs don't call the chintzy shit, just like they didn't in the Olympics. The refs don't call the chintzy shit. He goes, I know. He goes, there was a play in front of the net where someone slashed somebody's stick. The stick got broken in front of the net. He goes, that broken stick in front of the net? He goes, my first reaction was, oh, fuck, they're going to call that. He goes, and then I remember this, the American League, they don't call that stuff. And he's like, I think it's a bullshit slashing call anyway. But he goes, all of these things that they let go makes the game better. Yes, completely agree. I said, you should have seen when Coachella was here. There was a line brawl, there was fights, there was whatever. And it's the games are so good. They're good. They're fun. Sure, there's a few more mistakes here and there, but man, the games are really good. You guys have got to go. There's 2 games, Saturday and Sunday. 6 o'clock start Saturday, 5 o'clock start Sunday. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Okay.
But everybody's like, here's another funny stat. There were 9 media and scouts not including the staff. 9 media and scouts. 5 of us were from Saskatchewan. 5 out of 9 people in that press box were from Saskatchewan. And then the one I was talking to is from Flin Flon, which is on the border of Saskatchewan and Manitoba.
So it was a homecoming party.
It was, I know, I'm like, all these people I haven't seen in a while or whatever, but there are, there's a lot of scouts from Saskatchewan around, but it's just the games are honestly so entertaining. The rink is easy to get in and out of. You just park and walk in. It's super simple. They've got great concession. They've got incredible entertainment. I mean, they do such a good job with the in-game production and whatever. Unbelievable. It's so good. It's so good. I might go to both games this week. I'm going to go to one for sure, but
I got to get permission from my parole officer to go to Henderson.
to go past the border.
To go back out, leave the city limits. So,
speaking of which, did you know that the Strip is not in the city of Las Vegas?
Of course, I've lived here for 36 years.
Why is that?
Because it's in unincorporated Clark County.
So
the
that
city of Las Vegas starts at Sahara.
So that
That's
they
the southern
can
border.
go. Is it so that they can have different laws?
So they can do shit.
Yeah, that. Yeah, okay, there you go. We Googled that, actually. We Googled the population of Las Vegas because we were curious. And the population of Vegas itself is obviously minimal compared to
Clark County.
Yeah, exactly. Like
no, Las Vegas, the southern border of the city of Las Vegas is Sahara Avenue. So if you take one step north of Sahara, you're in Clark County,
right?
But you're governed by, like, if you open a business, you got to open for the city of Las Vegas.
Right. Yeah, because
like
we went to dinner. We went to Delmonico for steak.
Okay.
And my girlfriend was like, I said something about living in North Las Vegas. And I'm like, North Las Vegas is its own governed city. Like, she's like, what? Really? I'm like, yeah, it's not just I live in the north.
It's not directional.
Yeah, it's actually North Las Vegas.
Yeah, they have a mayor and stuff.
Yeah, so we started Googling it, and we're like, what? The Strip isn't part of the...
Green Valley has their own mayor, too.
Yeah, and does Paradise?
No.
So Paradise is still part of...
Clark County.
Yeah. Yes.
Paradise and Enterprise are neighborhoods inside Clark County. Green Valley is a city.
We promise. Just
it's a suburb.
Right.
Green Valley is in Henderson, but Henderson has their own mayor and they have their own jail.
Do they really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We'll get a map of Vegas next time for you guys and explain. But it looks like one big... Circle. Yeah.
That's it. With way too many people and way too many Californians.
Can't.
All right, this is it for the ticket giveaway. I'm done pumping the fucking tires. 2 tickets to an upcoming home game. Lunch at the El Dorado Cantina. My friend Martine Jordan, I'm going to get her to comp it because I hate paying for going out to eat anymore unless it's for a Pizookie.
Eddie owes me lunch, by the way, for looking after his cats.
Eddie's offered 3 or 4 times.
He has, but
Serena's
I couldn't go.
been a little busy, so. All right, so 2 tickets to a game. Lunch, a pregame at El Dorado Cantina. There is the threat in the air of a lap dance. I'm not going to explain that any further. If you haven't watched, go back and look for the reference in previous episodes, because in order to win, you have to subscribe to the podcast. You have to like this podcast. You have to comment tickets. And we'd like you to share it. We know most people are like me and aren't capable of sharing it. But try and share it. Tomorrow we're going to bring a big hat, and everybody's name's going to be in the hat, and we're going to draw the winner live.
Perfect.
On tape. But anyway, somebody's going to win a really cool prize package.
On tape. Someone used the term the other day, did you tape the game? Someone asked me if I wasn't the Canadian game, it was something else. Did you tape it? Nope. We are of a generation that I saw a meme the other day that said, this is the last generation of people that didn't have social media in their lives. Can you even wrap your head around that? Or taping the game, taping the, hanging up the phone.
I'm old.
I know. Well, right. I'm not as old as you, but I'm still of kind of a similar generation where we went from bleh to where we are right now.
Hey, we need more subscribers. We need to get to 1,000. So we're going to have a special giveaway for the 1,000 subscriber. I don't know what it's going to be. Might be a steak dinner in a game.
Ooh, steak.
Steak.
Help me at steak.
Right.
We'll take them to the peelers too.
Yeah. Okay. Steak and peelers for the 1,000 subscriber.
I will take them to the peelers if we get 1,000 subscribers.
Okay. I'm not going to tell you how many we have. It's going to take a little work.
Just help us out here.
Just help us out.
People, can I subscribe more than once? Click, click, click.
Yeah.
No.
Doesn't
work like that.
No. So that's it. It's a great prize. You're getting 2 free tickets to a Golden Knights game, and not shitty tickets up in the nosebleeds either. You're getting really good seats. You're getting arguably the best Mexican food in town. There could be a peeler bar involved.
I don't think there's a shitty seat in this rink though, honestly.
But these are prime seats.
Yeah, like they're better than but
Right.
like
Yeah, even the nosebleeds are a good view.
yeah.
But we do need you to subscribe. We do thank you all, I can't tell you how many, that you have subscribed and who continue to watch and follow and comment. And I interact in the comments, so if you disagree, fire away. But just know I'm locked and loaded and coming back.
Listen,
Sarina's not allowed to comment because she'll alienate people and they won't come back.
Here's the
because
thing.
She's sassy.
You think I'm fucking salty? Like Eddie will rip in the comments. Like I'm just verbally because it comes out emotionally. Whereas you're more like, yeah, okay, I'll fix these fuckers. Like I'm impressed with your ability to just fucking drill on social media. I don't have that. I don't.
Oh.
No, for me, it's more like off the dome. Whereas you're like, I can fucking sit here for a second and think of this.
You know what the best news in this podcast is?
That we're done. That we get steak and peelers.
We have two good pieces of news. The first is we don't have to talk about the fucking Olympics anymore. We can get back to talking about the VGK. And the second is we're done. We'll see you next week.